Okay, so we are back with our episode 9 Wandavision finale discussion and review. Let's just start by saying, holy cow, what'd you think, Josh?
Loved it. Amazing. Scarlet Witch is here. We did it.
We did it. We did it.
we
We helped her.
uh we as a collective humanity.
We gave her energy like the Goku spirit bomb.
Yes, we lent our energy.
Okay. Okay. I guess we want to just get right into it. Episode 8, we left off with Agatha taking the boys hostage, and Wanda. They were outside of Wanda's house with an imminent showdown, and that's right where they picked up Wanda versus Agatha. Wanda pretty easily disposes of her right away, sort of. Knocks her under the house, and then she walks over and she sees those boots under the house. Did you get that reference?
Oh, just as you said it, it's Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's cool.
One.
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, whoa.
So, I mean, we did like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like, 50s all the way till present day. They might as well do a throwback to the 30s, right?
Yeah, why not? But it's funny because as it happened, I'm like, that was a weird moment. Like, why the shot of the boots and then the flip around of the boots? But now that she said it, I'm like, oh, that's obviously what it was.
Yep, I thought that was a cool little thing they did. So obviously Agatha's okay, but then they get interrupted because White Walker Vision, as I call him, shows up. Night King Vision.
White Walker Vision. That's a good one. Yeah. So, like I think we talked about last week, White Vision's from the comics. It's the real body of Vision, and as we quickly learn, not the memories though.
Correct, not the memories. But Red Vision doesn't even have the memories either.
Exactly. Should we dive right into this Vision snafu? Or was there something else you wanted to
Yeah, let's jump ahead. Okay, we can jump ahead. Yeah, let's get this Vision stuff out of the way.
Okay, so first of all, Vision, right? And they're like kind of true to. I don't want to say kind of true. They're true to his character. If you recall, they show this flashback when Vision and Wanda are in Avengers HQ right after Age of Ultron, and he's a robot. He has knowledge of everything on the internet, but he doesn't understand like human interaction and like psychology to an extent. So now and we've established he doesn't have Wi-Fi in the hex, so he can't go watch YouTube of himself getting murked by Thanos. So but Vision apparently knows about the ship of Theseus, and so does White Vision. So how do they to what extent does their it was a little hand wavy is what I'm trying to say. It was a little hand wavy. It was
okay.
I'm unlocking your memories. Like what?
Okay, that's a good point. When I was watching that, I thought, oh, that's a cool little thing that they referenced the ship of Theseus and that. But I didn't think about the logistics behind it, of how they would actually know that.
Yeah,
I think you just brush it off. I think.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful moment where the maybe we'll call him the essence of Vision kind of unlocks or he almost revives himself in a way. Yeah. So yeah, I think from a narrative point of view, it was compelling. from a sci-fi, hard sci-fi point of view, it was like, okay, what what just happened?
Okay, so just to recap here, so like the uh, White Vision and Red Vision, they have like this huge like Dragon Ball Z type style. They're flying, they're fighting, and then towards the end of their fight, they like start actually talking, and
Yeah.
help me figure out exactly what happened here because I was a little bit confused at first, but I might have been distracted because I was eating. The uh, Red Vision gave White Vision his memories. He like touched him on his where the Mind Stone would be, but all White Vision has is like this blue little crystal computer chip type thing. So what exactly did he do there when he gave him the memories? That's what I'm thinking.
So um yeah, so basically he convinces him with the ship of Theseus analogy that neither of them are the true vision. Um and then he offers to unlock his memories, and he says, you're a carbon synthezoid, so your memories are not easily erased. And it's like, what? Okay, first of all, Vision, how many carbon synthezoids are out there? You say this as a generality when you're basically unique. Second of all, yeah, it was almost like if you have a hard drive and you erase it, but if you know what you're doing, you can go back and like recover the data. That was kind of how I saw that happening. Uh,
Okay. He did say something like that. Like he said, you have them, they're just not available to you, or something, or you don't have access.
as if what was his name? As if Hayward had deleted them, so to speak.
or he did like a you have to run this as an administrator type thing.
Basically, yeah, basically. So after this, Vision learns about his history. He sees, you know, basically the plots of Avengers, um, including Age of Ultron. He realizes he is Vision. Now here's an interesting moment. He led with, my programming directive is to eliminate the Vision. Then after his memories are unlocked, he concludes, I am Vision. Therefore, did he fly himself into the sun?
That's a good that's a good question. As we're talking about it right now, I just figured like if he calls himself the Vision, wouldn't he want to help? Like those would be his loved ones, right? Like he would love Wanda, he would love the boys, he would want to help. Instead he just F's off to wherever.
Well, he still doesn't have the Mind Stone, so
Okay, but even Red Vision doesn't have the real Mind Stone.
yes, he does.
The part of the Mind Stone that lives in Wanda. That's what she said at the end, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. What? Okay.
So that's why he loves Wanda, because of Mind Stone.
Okay. Okay. Follow up question now that I just thought of.
Yeah.
If Shuri in Avengers Infinity War had been successful in separating Vision from the Mind Stone, is that what we would have gotten? White Vision?
I have to imagine, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
So that's kind of disheartening, right? Like, looking back, even if they had succeeded, Wanda would still...
She still would have lost her husband, because that's not him. That's not yet, anyway.
Yeah. So, what a tragic character.
What a tragic character. Indeed. Okay. Okay, jumping back to the fight. Next in my notes I have Monica Rambo versus Fietro. Okay. I have this written as versus Fietro, like it's some sort of huge showdown, which is what I had predicted and what I was expecting. So I was a little bit kind of let down by this, because first of all, he's just Wanda's next door neighbor named... What was the name? It was something ridiculous.
He's named Ralph, so that's...
Ralph Boner. Ralph Boner. Like, come on. What are you, like 8?
So first of all, um, remember how uh, Agnes had always said Ralph, her husband. We never saw Ralph.
Correct. Yeah.
That's so now we know who Ralph is. He's what is he though? Like, what an incredible coincidence
I got
that
yeah. I got the impression he was just the the innocent real life dude that just lived there, and the fact that it's Evan Peters was just a troll now.
the largest red herring of all
The
time.
largest red herring troll by Kevin Feige ever.
I mean, are we exaggerating? Is it not the largest misdirection of all time? I don't know.
Probably. I
Because look, if you there's some ingredients here. You've got Wanda basically reenacting House of M, or whatever. I forgot the name of the event. Um, which involves rewriting history. You've got this leading into Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. You've got a movie deals being whatever rights being reverted after all this. He just happened. Like this. Does this mean that Evan Peters will never appear in the mainline MCU as Quicksilver? Like, what does it all mean?
I think it means not right now, but probably in Doctor Strange. But I have a feeling Evan Peters won't be involved. I feel like uh, it's just gonna be like the it's just a huge troll. I think,
Wow.
and that's also we can talk more about the multiverse at the end, post credit scene and stuff.
Okay.
I was also kind of let down by I was expecting like a fight, and she just what did she do? She like talked to
Oh, between Wanda and Agnes, Agatha.
no between Monica and Fietro. Like
Oh well, so again, this is also the weird part. Like, so you're telling me that Agatha is so powerful that she can recreate Quicksilver essentially,
with the
right?
powers. Well, it's in the
With the
hex, so I don't
powers.
know. It's in the hex, yeah.
It's, I mean, so what? Like,
And
why
she didn't
doesn't
create him.
she just powered him up? It's like okay, why don't you just create your own Avengers team, right? If you're able to
Oh,
increase the
at
power
least
level,
within the hex, just
right?
create a bunch of
Or
powered up people.
use that to take over the world if that's within your abilities.
But I think it wouldn't work outside of the hex.
No, no. Uh, I Agatha did that all on her own. That wasn't like Wanda was not controlling Fietro at any point.
I know, but I'm saying that the magic would probably work differently outside the hex versus in the hex, just because reality seems to be different in the hex. You don't think so? You think she can just power up people at will, even outside?
That was the impression I got.
Okay, well that would seem
Because
super OP for like
yeah,
for like
yeah.
any
So
a super OP skill for any one person to have.
I mean, she's already basically absorbing man, right? For magic at least. Uh, yeah, yeah. It's just that seemed like a maybe not quite a plot hole, but a loose end. Like, how is it that she gave Fietro powers enough to hold down powered up Monica Rambeau?
Yeah.
Little sketch, little
Okay.
sketch.
All right. Yeah. So I was a little bit let down by that. Moving on, we go back to Wanda and Agatha, and they're having another stare down. And Agatha, of course, is fine. She got knocked into the house, but that's not going to stop her. She
Nope.
mentions the Book of the Damned. She gives the name of the Book of the Damned called Darkhold. Um,
Yes.
do you have any insight into that with the comics or the backstory on that?
Yeah, so also known as the Book of Sins. I'm just reading from Wikipedia. Uh,
Okay.
no,
Don't say
it's the
that.
it's been around for a while. Um, it's a magical book, basically. So I don't know what I wouldn't read too much into. However, it was used in the comics to now just because it's had such a long and random history. It could be anything, or I should say it could mean anything.
Okay, is that the same book that Caecilius was reading from in the Doctor Strange movie?
No, no. Although at first glance it looks like one of those books that was in the wherever Nepal, wherever they were.
Mm-hmm. So it's not the same.
Um, it's not the same. I believe that is the
That's your other super evil dark magic book.
yeah. I mean, well, they had a whole bunch of them, right?
your other evil MacGuffin.
Yeah. So yeah, this book seems uh seems to be a um history of magic, but also like a prophecy of magic. So Wanda is learning about witches through this book.
Okay. Then we can talk more about that at the post credit scene. Um,
Yeah.
they Agatha goes on like a little bit of a mini monologue too, and she says, "Your powers exceed that of the Sorcerer Supreme, aka Doctor Strange's title,
Or
and
Doctor Strange.
your destiny is to destroy the world." What did you think about those two quotes?
So first of all, you know, I feel like Doctor Strange is getting a bad rap in the MCU. So
Wait.
the in truth, he's one of the most powerful characters, right? He should be wiping the floor with any number of heroes and villains, but he's getting jobbed. Like I don't understand. I mean, I understand to an extent, but um, I it just feels bad. Like Doctor Strange is the type of character who he he will like deal with an extraterrestrial interdimensional threat, handle it all, and the world never even knows that he went through like this journey or an adventure to save the world, right?
So
that
you're
that
saying he's the IT help desk guy of the world?
well, he's the good IT who fixes problems before they come up and is therefore unappreciated. But we don't see those stories, right? We don't see him doing that. We don't like to an extent, like people don't know about Dormammu, right? Because I think everyone's memory got erased or time was rewound. So Dormammu never happened as far as the the universe or Earth is concerned. But we just he got wrecked by Thanos' henchmen. He got wrecked by Thanos. He got snapped. He came back. He spent the whole fight holding up a waterfall like a 2-bit sorcerer. And now it's like, oh, you're weaker than Wanda. It seems like you're probably weaker than Agatha too, for that matter. Like, come on. Does the title mean nothing? Sorcerer Supreme? Sorcerer Light?
So you're saying the MCU did not
Light
do
Sorcerer?
right by Stephen Strange?
So far, no. So
So far,
far,
no.
he seems rather oblivious, right? He's like, who's Thanos? Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, what? Your job is to know about threats. You don't know who Thanos is. Probably doesn't know who the Scarlet Witch either. I don't know.
Also seems like this Hex event, like the whole show has been going on for some time. And if he's on the Earth, he should have like showed up and been like, "Hey, what's going on here?" Like,
Yeah. Like, what's up?
but I realize that argument gets thrown around a lot just because like, oh well, where was Captain America when this was happening, or where was Thor when this was happening? So
yeah, you could say that about a lot of storylines and a lot of characters. Obviously in Avengers, Captain Marvel is the big one, and like for narrative reasons, you just don't want that character until the time is right. But I don't know, man. I just think Doctor Strange is really powerful, and he's in the movies, it's like where would you rank Doctor Strange in the Avengers? Is he even top 5?
In terms of like powerfulness, like power level.
Yeah, power level. Like he's behind Thor, Stormbreaker Thor, or even Fat Thor. He's behind Nanosuit Tony. He's behind Hulk. How many? That's 3 already. He's apparently we've confirmed he's behind Wanda, who is an Avenger.
He's behind
Probably
Hulk. I feel like Hulk's kind of dumb.
Hulk's also been getting jobs.
Oh, I guess he's Smart Hulk though.
Smart Hulk, yeah, and Smart Hulk apparently was strong enough to use the glove and survive. That's beyond anything Strange has done.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's like an intelligence character, right? He's not agility or strength, right? So he's a little bit...
Who? Strange?
Strange, yeah. So he's... But he, like, yeah, so what you're... So like, even if, like, they're saying... So Wanda is saying that... They're saying that Wanda's more powerful than them. It's like, oh, he's not even the most... He's not even the strongest intelligence character.
He's not even the strongest magic dude.
Yeah,
like,
he's not even strong.
It's like... the Ancient One is just looking down from wherever she is and saying, what have I done?
She's just, like, face-palming, like, ugh. I should have picked Wanda. Ugh.
Well, I don't know. Wanda does not seem like a stable person.
Yeah, that too.
So what happens, though? What happens if the Scarlet Witch is also the Sorcerer Supreme?
Tune in to Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse. I mean, that could be the case in one of the other universes, right? I imagine if they're going to do the multiverse, they're going to go into, like, all these different universes where it's kind of nuts. Like, like where I'm Captain America and you're Thor, and yeah,
it just makes your budget run out of control really quickly. I feel like the more universes you have, like if you look at the way they did it in, so
what budget? It's all the same green screen stage.
So if you look at the animated Spider-Verse thing, that was honestly a really toned down version of the comics Spider-Verse story, where you had like hundreds of, not hundreds, but you had like dozens of Spider characters show up and say things and do things.
Mm-hmm.
And in this animated show, they had 5 or 6, and of course that's like just some of the limitations when you're making a film. So I don't think in the Multiverse of Madness that we're gonna like travel too much and see many different versions of things.
Okay,
that's my prediction.
Okay, all right, we'll come back to that.
Yep.
Moving on. So then they take the fight to, I think, like downtown Westview, and Wanda tries to. At first, she tries to destroy the hex, so she creates an opening. Meanwhile, Vision's still trying to battle White Vision, but then while she's doing this, it affects him because he can't survive outside of the hex, so he starts like dematerializing, and the same thing starts happening to her boys, to her sons.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have a note here that says, "Where the F is Darcy?" I was like anticipating Darcy the whole episode. Okay, and then Sword interrupts. Sword it manages to come in through that opening that she creates. So they come in as like their normal selves with all their military gear and their big SUVs, and Hayward leading the charge. And then Wanda has to close the thing because she doesn't want to lose her family. And then Monica comes at the last second and she saves the boys. I wrote saves in quotation marks because it seemed like they didn't really need her help.
They seem to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, and he just unloaded a clip of like from a pistol at the boys. First of all, how evil is that? Like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna like just unload a whole clip into some kids there? Like, he doesn't know what they can do.
They're not real, but I agree. You shouldn't shoot children.
I guess he does know what they can do, but still, that's stupid.
I don't know. He's a rough villain. So he has no problem like utilizing robot vision, but he's murdering these power children.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A little over the top as a villain, I say. After all is said and done.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, when Monica saves the boys, the bullet goes through her body, but she like phases kind of or something, and the bullet's like slow, and then they exit her. She turns her. I don't know. It looked like her body turned into Jello. It didn't hurt her at all, and then the bullets just came out the other side, slowed down, and they just dropped to the floor. So is that pretty consistent with what her powers were like in the comics? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, a little unexpected. So she's Spectrum. That's her title in the comics. She's kind of so. She's about like controlling energy and the wavelengths of light. So she can go intangible. That's not outside the realm of what she's done in the comics, but it was a little unexpected. That well, first of all, if you go intangible, how are you able to slow down the bullets? You know,
I was just gonna ask you that.
So like, I don't know, like I guess what I would say is that's something that's like a power I would expect her to learn in a future series, not in it almost, it's also weird. It's like unclear to me if she understands what's happening to her or like to what extent she's aware. Does that make sense? So like we saw her do a superhero landing when Wanda tried to gravity bomb her. Then what? Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. A little strange.
Okay. Well, Darcy told her she was going to experience a change, and she definitely knew something happened, right, when she first experienced the change.
Monica does not seem like the character who listens carefully to what Darcy says.
Okay.
Just gonna throw that out there.
All right. Speaking of Darcy, my next line here is, "There's Darcy with the assist on Hayward."
Love it. Felt good, right? Felt really good.
Yeah, felt very apt. Like, Darcy, like, with the assist on, like, the most bland, hateful character in the series.
It was the triumph of science over big government.
The triumph of science over big government.
That's what I'll say.
We're not going to get political here.
All right. Fine.
Okay. So
no, yeah, it was just a good moment.
Yeah. A good moment of comedy, since this one was like pretty action packed and not a lot of like I don't know, what is it? Like, they didn't take their foot off the pedal that much.
For sure. Fast paced.
Okay, so then we get Red Vision versus White Vision confrontation, ship of Theseus, which we talked about. White Vision takes off after that happens.
Yeah, where does he go?
You tell me, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
Also, like, pretty weak control that they had over him, right?
Yeah. Well, he was there was a line that Hayward said, like, is he still, I forgot what the line exactly was, but it was like, is he still under our control? And then the sword minion lady, computer tech, was like, yeah, he still is for now. Like, and he's like, okay, but like made it sound like he was a little bit iffy on uncertain if he would actually still remain under their control.
All right.
I don't know. Which is like, if you have like a 10-ton nuclear bomb and the president says, is this still under our control? It's like, Jesus, I hope the president's not asking that question. Like,
Hayward's no Doctor Doom. Let's just say that.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, so then we're starting to enter into like the final showdown with Wanda and Agatha, And I like this moment. Wanda pulls her little painful memory shtick where she like
Yeah,
does the
yeah.
thing on their head from behind.
Brought it back.
They brought it back from Avengers 2. She did that on Tony, and she did that on all of them, didn't she?
Um,
Tony and maybe Captain America? I don't know.
she do it on all of them.
She
I
did it
wanna
on
say
Tony for
yes.
sure.
I think she did get all of them in that tanker. Maybe. No, I don't. I don't think she got Tony because remember Tony recovers to fight Hulk.
No, I'm sure she got Tony.
Well, no, she got Tony in the first scene in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So like before that happened, she's
Okay,
already
before
in his
that
head.
time. Okay.
Yeah.
And then all right. Anyway, whoever she got back in then, that was a while ago, but she pulls it back and she does it to Agatha. They go into this Agatha's memory from the first scene of the last episode where she's remembering when her coven tries to burn her. But Agatha's so powerful, she turns it around on Wanda. Wanda tried to raise the dead bodies and have them, I don't know, drown Agatha in her magic or memories or whatever. But Agatha turns it around, has them turn on Wanda. Then Wanda turns it around. She gets the illusion of her little crown from the comics. Is that a crown? What do you call that thing?
It's a crown.
It's a crown. Yeah. Okay. She gets the illusion, and then Wanda turns it around on her. They get pulled back out into the hex. Is that correct?
Wanda. She restores that hex.
She restores the hex from the illusion. Bit. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about wait. I interpreted it as it was all an illusion to begin with. So, but Agatha regains control of the illusion, or overpowers Wanda's illusion to create her own illusion.
And then I forgot how they got rid of the illusion because they come back out.
So Wanda goes Super Saiyan again.
Oh, okay. Wanda goes
She's
Super
like,
Saiyan again.
You don't know me, or you don't, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so then they get back out of it. So that was like the cerebral part of their battle, I guess. And then they come back out into the hex. They're full on flying now.
Yes.
Vision tries to come help. Wanda like puts him off with like a little energy beam or something, so he can't help. So he just stands with the boys on the ground and they all watch. Yep. Agatha demands that Wanda give her all of her powers. And that's what it looks like she's doing. She tries, every time she tries to cast a spell on Agatha, Agatha just drains her and her hand becomes black. So you're thinking that Agatha's got the upper hand. He's gonna drain all of Wanda's powers. Wanda's losing. But then the big twist comes. The Chekhov's gun from the last episode. It turns out that basically Wanda pulled a reverse Uno card at like the last possible moment on Agatha. The runes Wanda has learned from Agatha, and she has inscribed runes onto the entire hex, meaning that Wanda's magic is the only magic that'll work within the hex.
Yes.
What did you think of that? I thought that was very aptly done. I didn't see it coming, although I should have seen it coming. What did you think?
I knew she was doing something because she kept missing. I thought she was maybe destroying the hex, and somehow this would level the playing field. But yeah, the runes, that was clever. It was very witchy. Wanda is like learning in real time how to be a witch. A little sad Agatha didn't see it coming, She has hundreds of years of experience of killing witches. But hey, when you lose to the best, you lose to the best.
Yeah, she's never fought a
Uh,
witch in the hex before, though.
I yes, that is a thing that is true. But um, I don't know, like it's good visual. I I think so. What how I interpret it was, uh, Agatha drains her. She does drain her, but then Wanda drains her back, actually, and that is how she becomes more powerful.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. Uh, my question would be, when did she inscribe the runes? Like, when did she create those? Because if she did that like last night, then none of the battle should have taken place, right?
No, no. So when she's shooting at Agatha and she's missing, she's
Oh, that's what she's doing. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay, I missed that. No, that makes total sense. Okay. I really liked that. That was a good, I guess, climax, shall we say, for the battle.
for
Um,
sure.
the battle winds down. Wanda decides that Agatha's punishment is going to be uh, living in the hex forever as Agatha, not or sorry, as Agnes, not as Agatha Harkness, but as her
Well, not
hex
the
counterpart.
hex. Not that there's no more hex, but she's basically under Wanda's control,
Right, and she's gonna live
uh,
as
without a hex.
Agnes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. No, no, no. Totally, totally get what you're saying
pretty
because the hex is
dark,
gonna be
right?
gone. So she's like imprisoned in her own mind. She has to live as like a this fake personality,
Yeah, yeah.
which kind of that sucks. And that's also it's also debatable whether that's like a war crime or something. But anyway.
Let's be clear here. Wanda has committed many crimes over the course of the show.
I know, but she's supposed to be getting better, isn't she? But she's just like, whoa, that's like super dark.
Yes, she committed crimes and now she's getting better. I don't know if that's how our justice system works, but
I guess you can't turn her over to like a regular, you know, to Sword or to the regular authorities or William Hurt and his crew or whatever. It's just like because Agatha could probably easily get rid of them, break out.
uh, I mean, yeah, it's all very convenient, right? You could also say once Agatha's drained of her power, she dies instantly because she's hundreds of years old. If that if
Oh,
that's
that's true.
if that's how you wanted to do it.
Yeah, but I guess they just needed a way to like tuck her away somewhere and just be able to bring her out when they need her again, narratively
Yeah,
speaking.
that's probably the best news is she's gonna be back eventually.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, she says something like, "You're gonna you're gonna need me. You don't understand what you've unleashed." Um, what do you think she's referring to there?
Uh,
Without getting too deep into it.
I mean, they could go in so many different directions. They could go, uh, there could be a Wanda versus Phoenix Force in our future. There could be
Phoenix
uh,
Force.
I could see her showing up in Multiverse of Madness.
They're not doing Phoenix Force anymore. They failed twice on that.
See, that's the thing about the Phoenix Force; it never can die.
Oh jeez.
Bro, in the comics right now, they're literally doing Phoenix Force right now.
Again.
Yes. Oh, do you want a comic spoiler? Comic book spoiler?
If it's less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. So who do you think who do you think Thor's mother is in the comics?
Oh Jesus, dude! What? Don't tell me it's
Who
the Phoenix Force.
no, but what's the public story on Thor's mother?
Okay, in the MCU, it's Freya.
Yeah.
What is
In
it
the
in the comics?
comics,
Is it like his? I
it's
don't know.
Gaia. It's Mother Earth.
Oh, Gaia, Mother Earth.
So Phoenix Force in the latest issue of Avengers tells Thor, "No, actually, I am your mother."
Oh god. Okay, I hope they don't do that.
In the MCU?
I'm just gonna move on.
Oh! Guess who else is a witch? Freya.
Oh yeah, she is.
And Loki too, kind of. What is Loki anyway?
A Wiccan.
No, Wiccan is Wanda's son.
No, but that's what in the real world. Isn't that a male witch is a Wiccan?
A warlock, I think you're thinking of.
A warlock? Nah.
Oh, no, but Loki's a frost troll, right? Or is he a half frost troll?
He's supposed to be a frost troll, but he's tiny.
It's an illusion, though, right? What's his true form?
I think his true form in like the first movie they showed him is just himself, but he's blue.
Wait, we've been saying Freya, but we need Frigga, right?
I think they're two separate people. Frey and Frigga.
Anyway, okay. In the MCU, Loki is just a frost giant. He's not Asgardian at all.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit iffy. I don't know. It is what they needed to be at the time.
Yeah, of course. What was the point of all that? So Loki is back in this timeline, right? He's another source of magic. Wanda versus Loki. That's a good one. That can
There's
happen.
no Loki in this timeline.
Yeah, remember when they went back in time to get the Tesseract? He escapes with it.
Yeah, but that's creating a new timeline. Because he moved the Tesseract from where it was supposed to be in the timeline.
So, if one understands, the plan was for Captain America to, or what happened was Captain America went back to each point in time and replaced it. So, does that mean Loki never escaped?
I think that means there's two timelines now. One where he did escape and one where he didn't escape.
Sounds like there's a multiverse of madness. We haven't seen the last of Loki, is my point.
Well, Loki's coming out in July, the series, so we'll have more info as it comes.
I highly doubt it, if it's as you say that he's in an alternate universe is the only place where he's alive. I highly doubt that's they would do a whole show just with like him.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this then: the Infinity Stones are all gone, yes?
No, they're obviously not. The last scene confirmed that they're not gone.
Why did the last scene confirm they're not gone?
Because she said, "You are the Mind Stone that lives in me."
Correct, meaning that the Mind Stone itself is gone, but like just whatever juju that she got for the Mind Stone lives on in her. But it's not like she is the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone, part of the Mind Stone lives in her.
All right, I can see we're not gonna get past this.
How can the Mind Stone be gone if part of it lives in her? Explain that.
Because Thanos reduced them to atoms. He used the stones to destroy the stones.
Okay, so if the stones are gone, how did she create what's his face? Vision.
Because she has a lot of power from the Mind Stone. It doesn't mean the Mind Stone is in her.
Does it mean the mind?
Okay,
yes, yes.
Okay, like there's like a giant juicy pepperoni pizza. I eat the pizza and I digest it. Is the pizza in me?
Is this another version of the Ship of Theseus?
Yes, the pizza version of Ship of Theseus. Yes.
So I don't really know what to make of your pizza.
Am I the pizza? Has the pizza become me? No, I ingest whatever nutrients plus all the junk, and then I poop out the junk.
Are you saying that Wanda has ingested the Mind Stone?
I mean, I'm saying that she is not the Mind Stone. It is not you are what you eat, or you are what you ingest, or you are what you get your power from.
Nobody's saying that she is the Mind Stone. The point is that the Mind Stone cannot be truly gone because it's still like it just made Vision, obviously.
But she didn't make the real Vision. Otherwise, she could have done it in the real world.
She did make the real Vision because he loved her. He was the essence of Vision.
But if the Mind Stone really was living on in her, she could have just made the real Vision in the real world. All she'd have to do is just go get some vibranium or go get white Vision and just No,
it failed. It failed. Vision. Her Vision failed for the same reason that her children failed, and her children had nothing to do with the Mind Stone. As Agatha explains, she tied those creations to the hex. So as long as the hex existed, that they would
right.
Also
but exist. I see what you're saying there. But if the Mind Stone was in her, then she could have just done it without the hex.
Yes.
So I'm saying no. The Mind Stone is not in her.
So I guess the question is, why doesn't she create another Vision after the hex is destroyed? It's because she has learned her lesson.
Okay.
So remember, the reason she creates the hex is not just for Vision, it's to create their life together. And of course, like, that includes Vision, but it's not necessarily that she can only create a Vision within a hex. Because it's like recursive, right? How could she create a hex without a hex then?
Okay, we're just going in circles now.
Like, again, you have to go with what the characters say because they don't lie. Agatha says you have the power to create something from nothing. Ergo, that's Vision.
Okay.
And then she says in their final scene together, by the way, crying the whole time, she says you are from the Mind Stone that is inside of me, or a part of me. So because of the way they write these shows, that means there is literally a Mind Stone that is part of Wanda. That's just, whether we like it or not. That's when they say it, they mean it.
Okay, if you say so, Josh. All right. Okay, I will concede that. I
also remember Agatha says, listen to what she offers her. She says, I will help you cast the spell without the flaw. What is the flaw? The flaw is that her family can't live outside the hex.
Oh, that's a good point. She did say that, yeah. So it is possible. Maybe
yeah.
Maybe she's learning it from the Darkhold book.
Okay. Well, are we ready to talk about then? Are you ready to talk about?
We're almost there. We're almost there, dude. We're almost there.
Okay.
So well, we basically already went over it. She has to say goodbye to the kids. Instead of telling them, she just tucks them into bed. She says goodbye to Vision. I was watching this, and I swear there was like ninjas cutting onions everywhere. I don't know.
For sure.
It's pretty heartbreaking. She says goodbye. They have that exchange where you just went over. Yeah, that was pretty sad. But then it was also very cathartic, I guess. She was finally at peace with it, right? She was able to let go of her pain, it seemed.
think that's fair. Yeah, it's a true thing.
Okay, so we basically end the non post credit stuff there, I think. And then in the moving on to the first post credit scene, we get Jimmy Woo in charge, cleaning up,
Cleaning house.
cleaning house, arresting Hayward. I like the fact that he, sorry, going back a little bit, when he had that showdown with Hayward outside of the Hex, and he's like, "My guys are gonna be here within the hour," and he was totally bluffing. I love that. I thought that was the funniest thing. And he's like, he calls her, he's like, "Hey, can you guys be here within the hour?"
You be here within the hour. Good times.
Who hasn't done something like that before?
I mean, I have never called in my buddies from the FBI, but just speaking for myself here.
Oh, okay. Well, I did it just last week, so.
Well then.
Okay, so he's cleaning house. Hayward gets arrested. Some lady posing as an FBI lady comes in, says, "Monica, I need you to go over here, meet somebody." Monica follows her to the Westview Theater. Turns out the lady's a Skrull.
Yep.
And she says he wants to meet with you, or she has to meet with some dude. She said he. And then she's like, "Where is he?" And she points upwards. So, what do you think? Who do you think he is? Who do you think this Skrull lady is? What do you think she's referring to? What do you think where do you think Monica is going?
So it's either Talos, or Nick Fury.
Talos was the head of the Skrulls from Captain Marvel, is that right?
Yes, the head Skrull. He and Fury are presumed. Well, Talos is probably on Earth, right? So, my top choice is Nick Fury. So what will happen now is Monica will go into space, and do either Space Avengers or New Avengers, or I think she'd be great in Guardians of the Galaxy as a straight-faced character, which they are lacking right now.
Because they're all goofballs.
They're all goofballs. Thor can play the straight character, but it seems like he's past that point.
Nebula.
Is Nebula in the Guardians?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to her after Endgame. She might have stayed on Earth. Because she spent 5 years on Earth, right?
Nebula spent 5 years on Earth. Yes.
Or
yes.
Kind of on Earth, because they were doing space missions too, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Okay, so yeah, I think she's gonna go see Fury, and he's gonna give her a mission of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe she has been confirmed to be in Captain Marvel 2.
Okay. Team up,
probably, but something I wanted to touch upon. There seemed to be a little bit of tension when I feel like there's something going on between her and Carol, Captain Marvel.
Who? What?
Monica, because I think back a few episodes ago, Darcy or Jimmy, somebody mentioned Captain Marvel, and she her expression was when somebody mentioned the name, she was not happy to hear the name.
Well, she probably blames her for her mother's death,
and probably the whole time her mom was sick, she probably never showed up. Even though they're supposedly best friends.
Yeah. Carol has definitely been absent from Earth.
Okay, so that's probably the last we're gonna see of Monica before one of the other big features. So Captain Marvel 2 is what she's been confirmed, or maybe one of the Guardians movies. Maybe Thor 4, but that Thor 4 seems like it's already packed with people already.
Who knows with Thor 4? I'm every day I go back and forth on what's going to happen in that movie. I really have no idea.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see on her. And then we move on to the second post credit scene, and we see Wanda surrounded by mountains in this lone cabin out in the middle of nowhere. In my head, to me, it looked like she went back to Sokovia, like rural Sokovia or something, but I don't know. Could be anywhere in the world. She's kind of like walking inside and outside of the cabin, but then we learn that that's actually just probably an illusion or projection, and she's actually in like full full Scarlet Witch uniform, reading from the Book of the Damned.
So actually, it's her real body drinking tea. She has somehow learned the astral form, like Doctor Strange. And
Okay, I got it backwards.
yes, both are the real Wanda. Her drinking tea is her body. Her studying the book is her astral form.
Okay. And we've seen Doctor Strange and other sorcerers do that before in the Doctor Strange movie, yeah?
Yeah, that's how. So there's a scene where Doctor Strange. Well, first, when he meets the Ancient One, she knocks him into the astral form, the astral world. Then, there's a scene where it's his Rocky montage, and he's using his astral form to study while his body is asleep. And this is also, if you remember, Endgame, the Ancient One knocks Hulk his astral form out of his body.
Correct. Okay, so she's taught herself how to do that. So her astral form is reading from this book. When she's reading from this book, she hears her boys' voices. Yes?
Yes, she does.
All right, what do you think that means?
Well, it means no one's ever really gone.
Oh, jeez. Are you going to say that every episode?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I went 57 minutes before I dropped the Star Wars reference. But well, we'll do better next time. But so a couple possibilities. They could be in like limbo somewhere because their souls are more real than Vision because I don't know. I don't know why they're more real. I guess because they're like regular humans and he's a robot. She didn't make them with the Mind Stone. She made them with just pure Scarlet Witch powers, I guess.
So, okay.
So maybe they're in hell. That they could be in hell.
Oh, geez, that's super dark. Jesus, I didn't think. Okay.
So, well, in the comics, I think I don't know if I shared this with you, but a brief summary is her children in the comics. Their souls are shards of Mephisto's soul. So,
are you telling me they are like Harry Potter, Voldemort, Horcrux stuff?
Harry Potter spoilers, bro. Harry
Potter spoilers. Okay. All right. Like 9 years after the last movie came out. Okay. Like 15 years after the last book came out. Okay.
The way I would explain it is she creates her children out of nothing in the comics. She thinks they're totally hers, but in fact they're actually part of Mephisto. Having said that, they both they grow up and become heroes. Good heroes. So
okay.
But I just want to say the casting of Wiccan is incredibly spot on. If you look at the art for his comic book character, they look exactly the same.
Who is Wiccan again?
Billy.
Oh, Billy's.
Yeah.
I thought they were like young. I thought they were older in the comics. I thought they were like young men, like teenagers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, they're born as children. I don't know if what I just said makes any sense, but they live longer. They grow up and they join Young Avengers.
Okay. Um, Interesting take on that. I had thought that she had heard them through the multiverse.
That's
Like
the other
they
strong
actually do
possibility.
exist in some other universe, and they're calling out to her, or they're probably calling out to like the version of her in their own universe. But she just happens to
Yeah,
hear it.
I think we keep saying like, oh, multiverse as a way to resolve a lot of plot threats, right?
And none
Like
of them panned
Fietro.
out.
Well, so far, no, but also I wonder if Marvel is consciously saying, you know what, in the comics we keep using multiverse to reboot and retcon everything. Maybe let's try something else in the movies while we have a fresh start. Uh, they've already used time travel as kind of a device, which is another like get out of jail free card that if you overuse it starts to suck. I wonder if they're gonna shy away from using the multiverse and try to keep everything in one time or one timeline, one universe.
Interesting take. Um, yeah, I think this is like the setup for the real multiverse. I think the Pietro thing was a tease, and they let you down. But then, I mean, she's confirmed to be in Doctor Strange 2, and it's called the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And um, Elizabeth Olsen herself on Jimmy Fallon said, uh, this basic like WandaVision basically tees up her character. That's the word she used. Tees up to for Doctor Strange.
Well, yeah, because she's been declared to be more powerful than Doctor Strange, so they're gonna fight.
So they're gonna fight,
Yeah,
and then they're gonna have to team
and
up
then they're
after
gonna
they
team
fight
up.
because they're gonna
Yeah,
get okay. They're gonna have a Martha moment, and then
or
they're
she
gonna.
could be the villain. It'd be more interesting if she was the villain, but
I don't think. Well, that's not where they went with this. Like this one, they like she's finally
that's why I think it'd be more interesting. But
okay.
you're right. Everything is very linear so
That
far, and
yeah. I mean, that would have been cool if they ended her on like having a like really dark ending in this one.
it was kind of dark still.
A little dark, not like full on dark. Like what
So
if she did to Agnes what Agnes did to all the like her coven? That would have been pretty dark.
uh, I mean, for all she knew, she was going to like. So here's a summary of the dark things Wanda did. Um, uh, and I'll say like from the perspective of when the dust is settled. So she like fought the military. She's got a witch under her mind control. She uh, uh, created another weapon of mass destruction in Monica, and just didn't really address it or explain why she has powers. uh, yeah, I don't know. Like, at least Agatha seems to say or believe that she is now a weapon of mass destruction. I think, I think Wanda's. So, I think we're supposed to believe that she's redeemed because she renounced her wish, but it's a little trickier than that, I think. You like how I brought in renouncing her wish?
Yeah. Okay. Um. Screw you. Um. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, let's
We gotta wrap this up. So, um, predictions. Evaluating past predictions.
Yes.
I looked at this real quick. I think you were 1 for 7.
Oh no, which one did I get right?
Uh,
Well,
Fietro will be written out.
dang. Not how I thought, but
You could say you got 1.5 because you said Monica was going to leave Sword, and it feels like she's leaving Earth Sword and she's going to join Nick Fury's version of Sword. So
well, let's just put a pin on that. I definitely didn't do the predictions saying that they were all going to happen in episode 9.
okay, All right, yeah. We
So
just hold on to some of those.
we can go through them now and see like in progress, wrong or
Okay,
correct.
Monica leaving Sword.
In progress.
Jimmy joining Sword.
In progress.
I don't know, dude. Seemed like he was pretty happy with the FBI, especially since
You
his
got
buds
promoted
came through
FBI.
for him.
All right, we can say wrong.
Monica joining or starting the new Avengers. In
In
progress.
progress. Yeah, for sure. In
Okay.
progress.
Darcy will make a bad life choice. Being a big fan of sitcoms will lead her to her own downfall. I think that's
Pretty
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, although she left in a weird way.
Hayward.
It's,
Oh yeah, she took off, right? She's like,
it
debriefing
felt
is for
like
dummies or something.
she missed a day of shooting, so she got ran out.
She got the Rona.
She got the
Hayward dies.
wrong.
Wrong. Fietro written out. Right.
Yeah, pretty right.
Probably right. Yeah. New Avengers lineup.
In progress.
In progress. I'm pretty confident you're right on that one. That's just gonna take forever to come about.
Yeah, maybe that's like phase 20 or whatever we're on.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I said there was gonna be a Monica versus Fietro showdown. There was, but it was not what I was thinking, so I was half right, I guess. Obviously, there was the Agatha versus Wanda showdown, so I was right, but that was kind of like a freebie, so I'm not really going to count that.
I don't know if these are predictions. These are not very predictive
Okay.
predictions.
Well, I did say they were all going to get interrupted and have to team up and take down White Vision, and that did not happen, so that was wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Not correct.
Hayward will either be Mephisto or he'll just die. That's pretty wrong.
Wait, you really thought he was Mephisto?
I didn't think he was. I was like 1% Mephisto, 99% he was gonna die.
All right.
I was pretty sure my last one. I was pretty sure there was gonna be a Doctor Strange cameo, and we didn't get it. So, that was that.
Know. That's a hard cameo to get.
Okay.
I will also say, in defense of our Hayward dying prediction, the villains always die. So we got thrown for a loop here.
He's probably just gonna be brought back on as another villain in another show or something.
Yeah, he'll get an early release and get promoted or something.
Yeah, so I was 0 for 3. Do you want to go through new predictions for the MCU after seeing episode 9?
Yeah, let's do some new predictions. So,
Okay.
Number 1, Monica's going to go meet Nick Fury.
Yeah, I have that one too.
Oh, did you know that so you know how there's like a million Avengers teams? I bet you didn't know that one of them is the Black Avengers.
I haven't heard of the Black Avengers.
The Black, yeah. Let me Google it. I'll tell you who's in the team.
Is she supposed to be in it?
Yes, she's in it. Wait, hold on. It's Black Panther, Luke Cage, Storm, War Machine.
Oh,
Blue
literally
Marvel.
black people as Avengers, the Black Avengers.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Did I just make this up? No, Hold on.
Sounds like you just made it up, dude.
No. What am I thinking of? Hold on a second. Oh shoot! I just made this up. What am I thinking of? I know they made a team that was all black characters. Hold on. Maybe it was not the. Let me do some research.
Okay.
I remember buying these books and being like, okay.
Okay.
So anyway, That's not my prediction. No, I do not predict the Black Avengers. I just thought it's in. We're slowly assembling more black superheroes. We've got Falcon, we've got Monica now.
War Machine.
We've got War Machine. Unfortunately, Luke Cage seems like they're gonna recast that character, but at least he exists.
He does not exist. All of the Netflix MCU shows do not exist.
But wait.
No, I'm just saying that as a joke. Like he exists. Okay. It's just like they're like, because it was the Netflix thing, they're not acknowledging any of that anymore.
Got it. But I think to your point though, if Luke Cage did appear, he would be recast.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Any other predictions?
Let's see. What else? Darcy will reappear in Thor 4. What else happened?
I'm gonna bet you on that. I don't think she will.
You don't think? Okay. White Vision will. What will White Vision do? White Vision will appear in the next Avengers movie. What do we know when the next Avengers movie is, or what it's called?
They have not. No, and there's probably not going to be an Avengers movie for Phase 4. I think they announced all Phase 4 stuff already.
Let me predict the next place that White Vision will appear. I'm going to say. What's this called? He will appear next in Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion is a Avengers title, although I don't know if it's technically it.
Okay.
Yeah, they could go really small with it, kind of how they did Civil War. Because I think I told you the plot of Secret Invasion in the comics.
It was like a ubiquitous threat, right? Like it was everywhere. Yeah. The Skrulls, so basically, everybody was a Skrull.
Yeah, so like over the course of many years, so some things were retconned. Like some. So for example, if I remember correctly, and I might also be making this up the same way I made up the Black Avengers, in the comics, Hank Pym is a wife beater. So
wonderful.
Yeah, so he beats up Janet. So they retconned that by saying, well, that was a Skrull.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. So there's,
it wasn't Harvey Weinstein. It was a Skrull.
Well, Epstein literally didn't kill himself because it wasn't him all along.
Oh man. Oh man.
So they could do. I could be wrong that Secret Invasion is not an Avengers movie. It's more small scale. It's more like a Nick Fury movie with body doubles and life model decoys, and we get Coulson back. I don't know. Or it could be an Avengers movie, and White Vision would be really valuable in a battle against Skrulls who can shapeshift. So I think we'll see him in Secret Invasion.
Okay. For the record, Secret Invasion does not have a release date yet, so it's most likely like late 2023 at the earliest, probably later.
So my prediction will have to just stick around for 3 years.
Okay. Fair enough.
Other predictions. Let's see. I predict Wanda is going to see her children again. It's kind of a whack prediction, but I'm still making it.
I don't think it's a whack prediction. I think it's like a given.
That's why it's whack. It's like not really a prediction. It's like,
oh, I see. Like, yeah.
I predict the sun will rise tomorrow. Like, congrats, you're a prophet. Like,
yeah, okay.
think that's it for now. I think I've already predicted that Wanda will fight Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness.
Okay. Well, now I feel like my predictions are pretty whacked, like you said. So
Well, do something bold. Predict something that is like out of the ordinary.
do something bold. Predict something out of the ordinary. Monica and Carol will make up and end up dating.
Ooh, ooh, bold. Is America ready for the most powerful Marvel superhero to be a lesbian woman?
I don't know, man. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. Not only is it a LGBT relationship, it is also a potential predator type relationship. Since Carol met her when she was like 9 or whatever.
Oh, isn't she much older? Yeah, she's been grooming her, but from afar. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's not go there.
So, just to circle back to the all black superhero team, it's called Black Panther and the Crew.
Black Panther and the Crew.
Yes. Anyway.
All right. That sounds okay. I'm not gonna comment. No comment.
No comment.
My third prediction, just to troll you, is Darcy will not appear in Thor 4.
Dang. All right, we'll see. Only one of us can be right.
All right. Okay, here's a prediction that I think it's kind of whack, but it's kind of not. I think Spider-Man is going to throw the multiverse out of whack, and Doctor Strange and Wanda have to try to fix it.
So finally, we'll get Mephisto, right? Because Spider-Man makes a deal with Mephisto to regain his secret identity, rewrites history, and causes trouble for everybody else. Is that your plot?
Is that from the comics?
In the comics, during Civil War. Wait, so in the comics, yes. I'm doing this from memory, so bear with me. During Civil War, Peter reveals his secret identity. Once he switches sides, he starts off on Cap's side, then he goes to, or I don't remember which side he starts on, but basically he does a press conference with Tony. He says, "I'm Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man." This leads to Aunt May getting shot by Bullseye, because now they know who his family is. So Mephisto says, "I'll give you back your secret identity and and Aunt May in exchange for your marriage." So they did it's called One More Day or Brand New Day. It's One More Day, and then the next plot line after is Brand New Day. So in One More Day, Peter never gets married to Mary Jane. So they retell the story that he never makes it to his wedding because he has to fight like Shocker or something. Something happens. He pulls a Peter Parker. He doesn't make it to his wedding. They break up. So on and so forth. So this leads to bad things happening. I will also say that in the most recent episode or most recent issue of Amazing Spider-Man, the last panel, again, I'm doing this from memory, the last panel is Doctor Strange talking to Mephisto and saying, "What is wrong with Peter Parker's soul?" Take that for however you will interpret it.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's not gonna happen because they always take the comics, but they never do exactly what the comics did.
Yeah, and also One More Day was one of the most hated storylines of all time because Marvel has a thing about hating marriage. So I've already talked about Hank and Janet, how he ended up being an abusive uh, abusive person. Although they made him a scroll to make him not a wife beater, but they also dissolved the marriage in the process. Um, who obviously, like Tony and Cap and Thor, they can never stay in a stable relationship. Uh, Peter and MJ were like, obviously there's Reed and Sue, but Reed and Sue is pretty tough, man, because Reed he's like he's not a good person, dude. So I feel bad for Sue. And so like Peter and MJ was like this one Marvel marriage where it was like, you know, they're in their 20s, they're successful. It's like the one good marriage we had, and then they rewrote history. So a lot of hate was directed at Marvel for that. So I agree they will definitely not redo that storyline in the MCU. But there is a lot of history of Peter making deals with devils.
Are you gonna put that down as your prediction? He's gonna make a
That
deal with Mephisto, the devil.
no. So I think I was thinking more. I think the China influence is too strong. I don't think we'll ever see Mephisto in the MCU.
Okay. Um. Yeah, they might retcon him to be like not literally the devil, but just like some, you know, generic bad dude.
Or I don't even think Mephisto is literally the devil in Marvel. Let me look this up.
Um. Yeah, we could probably table that for another time. I want to try to wrap it up here.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going on 80 minutes here, so um, I'm just looking at the Marvel Studios upcoming projects now. So we got WandaVision just finished. Um, technically, there's still another episode next week, but that's just like behind the scenes stuff, like how they made it and stuff, which I will be watching, but we're not going to really comment on that too much unless they have like some sort of mind blowing behind the scenes thing, like Benedict Cumberbatch was there on set or something. I don't know. Falcon and Winter Soldier drops March 19th. That's 2 weeks from today. We're probably going to talk about that, yes, Josh?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. So we'll be back for the premiere for that. Black Widow drops May 7th for now. It's already been delayed like 4 times. And then Loki drops June 11th. Shang-Chi July 9th.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, that's how you would say it in Chinese, not Shang-Chi.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we live in America.
Okay.
We live in a society.
Okay. No comment, Josh. What if summer 2021, Eternals, November 2021? Okay, so we're just getting out. It gets more vague. There's no concrete dates after those two. So we'll be back to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's gonna run for at least eight weeks, probably 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll be back in a couple weeks to talk about the premiere. And thanks for listening. Josh, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I'm just really excited for being able to watch movies and film. It's great. It's great life we live.
Great life we live. And that's it. We're going to end on that. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Bye.